We get this done by working together as a team.
Jeez, bub. Keep buzzing in my ear.
Following the incredible success and glowing praise that X-Men '97 received after its first season, anticipation for the second season has only grown stronger. Fans have been eager to see where the story goes next, especially after that intense season finale that left a bunch of beloved characters scattered through different time periods, and gave us a big tease about the iconic villain, Apocalypse. Luckily, we now have some exciting insight into what could have been, thanks to Beau DeMaio, who shared his original plans for Season 2 on X. His detailed breakdown included fresh suits, new teams, multiple timelines, and one of the most legendary villains in X-Men history, Onslaught. At the end of Season 1, the mutants were thrown into total chaos. Some of the team ended up in ancient Egypt, while others were stuck across time, setting the stage for a time-hopping adventure that would explore the past, present, and future. The past would dive into the origin story of Apocalypse, the present would show a world with no X-Men at all, and the future would have Cable stepping up with a mission to stop Apocalypse. It was an ambitious structure that really leaned into classic comic book arcs while keeping the characters in fresh, dramatic situations. And then there's the costume update that had fans buzzing for months, those sleek black and yellow uniforms. DeMaio had teased them a year ago and finally elaborated more recently. His plan was to align the suits with a major narrative shift. After the government bans the X-Men in response to the Season 1 events, Xavier responds by founding X-Corps on the ruins of Genosha. This new organization would operate outside UN authority, acting as a sovereign force that wasn't constrained by politics. It's a bold strategic move, very in line with some of the more recent comic interpretations of Professor X. This shift would mean the X-Men became more structured, organized, and militarized, so naturally, the new look followed suit. Their black and yellow jackets symbolize this transformation into a sleek, tactical unit unified by purpose. But here's where the real twist kicks in. Xavier wasn't entirely himself. It turns out he was being manipulated by Onslaught, a terrifying entity born from the darkest parts of Xavier's own mind. Onslaught was secretly pushing Xavier toward a more extreme vision of mutant liberation, urging him to reject compromise and go full force, no matter who got in the way. That twist would have reshaped the entire season. This wasn't just about uniforms or strategy, it was a reflection of how far the X-Men were willing to go in their fight for survival and acceptance. The idea of Xavier losing control while trying to protect mutant kind would have introduced a powerful layer of moral complexity to the story. As the season progressed, the plan was to show how fractured things have become. With the X-Men disbanded and scattered through time, mutant kind would be more vulnerable than ever. And yet, the final episodes would have brought everyone back together. The big climax would have been a full-blown, action-packed battle against Onslaught, with the X-Men teaming up alongside the Avengers, X-Factor, and X-Force. And just when things felt the most intense, the team would return to their roots, shedding their black and yellow gear in favor of the classic 90s costumes fans know and love. That would symbolize not only a return to their true selves, but also a rejection of the manipulative ideology Onslaught had pushed. While the suits might have sparked some debate, the inspiration behind them actually goes back to one of the most influential comic book runs in X-Men history, Grant Morrison's New X-Men. When Morrison joined Marvel in 2001, they brought a fresh, radical energy to the team, both in story and in appearance. The characters donned black leather and yellow varsity jackets, which was a nod to the X-Men movies at the time, but also made a statement. It wasn't just fashion, it was attitude. Morrison's New X-Men wasn't just a title, it was a mission. The stories tackled hard-hitting themes like societal prejudice, identity, grief, and survival. Mutants weren't just stand-ins for social issues anymore. They were a unique culture, with their own struggles and triumphs. That era painted the X-Men as misunderstood, bruised, and grieving, but never broken. They rose up from tragedy with purpose, choosing to fight for their future on their own terms. The black leather, often associated with rebellion and counterculture, was part of that message. And even though DeMaio's approach to the suits wasn't identical, it still carried meaning. In his version, the black jackets symbolized the X-Men's evolution into a more unified official force. Instead of individual rebellion, it was about taking collective control. Although Morrison's suits were more about personal expression and cultural defiance, DeMaio's interpretation leaned into structure and survival. It was a reinterpretation, not a dismissal. What's especially interesting is how DeMaio planned to bring it full circle. The team would eventually reject those uniforms, not because they were wrong, but because they no longer fit who the X-Men were becoming. After surviving manipulation, loss, and conflict, they'd reclaim their iconic 90s looks, not just as a visual cue, but as a statement of identity. That return to their original costumes wouldn't have erased their growth, it would have highlighted how far they'd come. Now that Marvel Animation has confirmed more about X-Men 97 Season 2, it's clear there's still so much to be excited about. During the sizzle reel at D23, Marvel revealed not one, not two, but 5 major villains for the upcoming season. Some are familiar faces, while others are making their animated debut. And it all starts with Magneto. Eric Lehnsherr is back in a big way. The last time we saw him, he was stranded in 3000 BC with some of the X-Men and Professor X, where they came face to face with Apocalypse. Season 2 is set to pick up right from there. Plus, Magneto's daughter is also confirmed to appear, adding another emotional layer to his arc. Next up is Danger, the living embodiment of the X-Men's training room. She's a sentient AI robot who gains self-awareness and turns against her creators. This opens up a fresh storyline about technology, control, and autonomy, perfectly timed with the MCU's upcoming AI-themed shows like Vision Quest. And then we've got Sabretooth. The feral, animalistic rival to Wolverine is finally stepping into the X-Men 97 spotlight. Their brotherly rivalry is legendary, and his arrival is bound to stir things up for Logan. Another key Wolverine-related character joining the party is Lady Deathstrike. Also sporting deadly adamantium enhancements, she's known for her fierce clashes with Logan, and it looks like she'll be bringing that intensity into the next chapter. And of course, there's Apocalypse. Known as the first mutant in Marvel's lore, Apocalypse, in his En Sabanur form, is positioned as one of the main antagonists. He's not just a powerful enemy, he's a philosophical challenge. His belief in survival of the fittest will test the X-Men in ways they've never faced before, especially with time travel and ancient history in the mix. All in all, X-Men 97 Season 2 sounds like it's packed with high stakes, deep character arcs, and thrilling comic book action. DeMaio's original vision may not be the exact direction the show is heading now, but it was loaded with potential, and much of it still informs the overall tone and storylines moving forward. With beloved villains, complex timelines, and the legacy of the X-Men's past and future on full display, fans are in for something truly epic when the series returns in 2026. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop. And if you want, you can share your thoughts about this video in the comments.